might have to confuse everybody today because I have to go back to reinstate information I gave to the past that I think people have forgot or didn't pay attention to that information, because we have to talk about the keys today because it's important, because it relies with everything. And this is not something I really have to go through the notes with, because these keys are in my head every day. What they're for, where they're from, all of that stuff. Hey guys, so don't mind me. It's a Sunday, and I just wanted to come on here and give information. So I'm gonna go over some stuff. I'm definitely gonna be all over the place. So I'm definitely thinking you're gonna have to look at the keys information to understand where I'm going with this, because it's something we have to reflect on to understand where we're going. So this is going to be definitely a brain aneurysm video where you're like, huh? What? Shit. Just saying. It's going to be one of those. Oh, it's definitely going to be one of those. So I'm just going in here so I can look at everything. Hold on 1 second here. Just getting this going so I can watch the chat a little bit here. So I've been so busy with a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with 3D. Honestly, it really doesn't. So I'm waiting for just to keep my eye on the chat, because for some reason when I start this stuff, when I do the chat, the live chat, then it's gone after. So I think people think, she's not answering my questions. That's not true. I'm gonna wait like 2 more minutes, but the thing is I can look at something for a long time and I'm trying to put the puzzle together. And then the keys that were presented to me were presented in a way that were very confusing. It wasn't just confusing to me, it was confusing to everybody that I talked to about this. And no one knew anything. So I was trying to put all this information together. It took 4 or 5 years to understand that those keys, phase 1 key, let me show you. Just the phase 1 of the keys. The keys have a lot to do with our world, because they were pushed down in the ground many, many, many years ago and hidden on purpose. Every time I start to do this, I have to track everything down again. Okay, so this was the first original key. And you can find this stuff on my Instagram. But the thing about these keys was this was a key, and inside these events had to happen. Okay, this is an energy flow. Master key, and basically the thickness of it. So I have 4 or 5 different diagrams of these. Okay, can you guys see them? You can see them on my community center. Okay, so with those keys, I want you to think of them as seals, because they do the same thing as a seal does. We get stuck in the 3D and that concept of how it has to be, and sometimes we have to look at it a different way to understand what it's doing and how it's affecting us. I'm sorry, my dog is going to flip out if I can't let her in. Come on. No. Benelli, come here. Chase, can you keep them down? I'm doing a video. Sorry, guys. It's always happens. Okay. So I'm going to go over a bunch of information with the keys. I hope you guys can follow along with this. If you get confused, because this was confusing when it was presented. So the iron plates, the keys look like iron plates, 1 to 2 tons, they kept showing me, are opened to the light. The energy will never be closed again on this earth. When all 5 to 7 keys are activated all together, this energy of this light that's in the center of it will never be shut down again, ever, ever. Each one of those keys had to come from, the first environment was a frozen environment, a rainforest environment, a tropical environment, a desert environment, and then one was deep in the mountains. So they came from different parts of our world and different parts of the ground, and then surfaced up. This is not something that a normal person could see. You had to have, I guess you call it, the vision to see them and know that they were hidden for a reason. So, so think of these above the planets. Let me show you where they are now. I know this is confusing. I'm talking about the keys, but you guys got to understand there's important process of what's happening next with the keys and us. We're in a phase of information with them. Okay, we'll use this one. So this is the universal line. So this gives you an idea that these are the keys over here and they're activated. It's all in activation mode. All activated right here. This universal line. I'm doing a video. Okay, I'm doing a video. Sorry everybody, see I get started, everybody does this. So there's the keys right there. There's the moon, there's the sun, and then this goes up to 5D. Okay. So they're in activation stage right now. So we're in an activation stage. So now I want you to think about that they're activated. Energy is here now. Things are placed where they need to be. So we're at that process of this balance. Now, all this is good. All this is for other energy to come down to that level where those keys are and to be able to descend into our atmosphere very easily. Very easily. And so the process is that there's a new energy all around us. And people are finally waking up to it. Anybody right now that's feeding fear, you have to understand why they're feeding the fear or what sponsor is paying them to feed the fear. I mean, at this process, you have to ask yourself very carefully, why are you feeding something that does not exist anymore? So I'm trying to get you to a process. The keys are activated. The energy on Earth is at a good balance point. The storms are for a reason. So, because we are not in 3D. We are not in 3D. And you can feel it, and most of us that have been seated here for a long time know this. We know where we're at. We know what stage we're at. You know, we're just waiting for the next process, which is going to be good, but a lot of work is still going to happen. And court cases are a distraction. It's a distraction. Anything to keep you from paying attention what's going on. You know, a new virus. Yeah, whatever. All kinds of just anything that occupies the mind, because they are so well at training you on that focus of training you of where you need to go. Um, also, um, how can I say this? Sorry, I just got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to switch to stuff like this. Okay. So I did this drawing on the creator. Okay, we talked about the creator. I'm doing the front face. I'm getting a lot of these energies that have exited our realm a long time ago, and they are descending back. They're coming back. Sorry, wrong one. Wrong one. They're coming back. They're channeling faster. They're coming in. They're assisting. They are part of the past, but they are part of the future in a very spiritual way. They are, yeah, the first picture shows the keys, but the keys are also on the community center and on my Instagram. You can go back and see them. There's 4 or 5 pictures of different phases of the keys. So these are, like I said, different energy that you can channel different now. The information comes in very easily. It's not confusing. It's not hard. It's a very light process of information. So communicating with those type of spirits and powerful spirits, it's very easy now. They want to be a part of this process too. They want to see it come to light too. They want to see us get to the next process. So it is this situation, what's going on. It is not an I or a me situation. It is a me, the team, having a team working with you, having a team give you the information, whether they have been here from the past or in presence now into the flesh. But that energy is coming in very quickly, and each person is at the point where they need to be, is presented, and I mean where they live and everything at that point of a chess game, that they are planted in the right place for these current bets that are going to happen. And they're going, I say the negative side, what's left of it, not much, is going to still try to take as many as they can with them. Many. And that's that last hurrah fear, hurrah of control, hurrah of implementing anything. But you just have to look at it as a different view of things. So it's going to be I don't say a bumpy ride to July, but it is definitely going to be something that the normal people are not used to seeing. I keep talking about this cream energy that is going to surface down to Earth, and it's a fog that has to do with something that has been above us for a long time, and that has to be dismantled, and that's going to happen. Also, bear the witness of what has happened in our past and what we have ignored, and pay attention to water flow in Holy Land and what color that is, because that has to be a bear of witness, and different types of beings surfacing on the top of that area. All has to be a witness. It's an important part. So we're in the times of those keys. Events had to happen. Things are flowing the way they're supposed to. And now I think we get too much in the 3D, and we think the concept is going to be the same, and you have to get outside the box to look at it correctly. And that's where we're at. So the keys are part of the seals, which is a base of energy that is used for several things, but things have to happen before they are activated. Once they are activated, information can pour out of it, and it can be used for the positive light. So, where are we today? Well, I'm not really freaked out about the stock market. Not at all. It's part of the process that has to happen for something to go down, to bring something back up. Um, and that process is very important. So what you're seeing, if you're seeing something deteriorated, it has to happen. It has to. So don't get into fear. Don't get into that process of fear at all. And then, like I said, process and think about what your body is really needing now differently from everything else. Does it need as much as you gave it 2 years ago? Do you have, you have this, you say, this heavy burden of having to have things? Has that interpretation changed with you? It feels like it's just coming to a calmness. Is like, I don't need that. I don't desire that. But they're still trying to push stuff in front of you that they are saying you do need, but you really don't. It's just another distraction. It's another distraction. So I told you guys that you're going to be triggered, because that's what they're doing. Your shield and your sword, and keep it up, because they're going to watch everything. Everything. Any way they can get in, and you have to stand there solid in your soul and be confident of who you are. All the paid programs, and I mean people that they put in front of your path to keep you confused and keep you guessing and keep you spending money on purpose. Anybody right now that's feeding fear is being paid to feed the fear. Is paid. At the end of all of this, you will see that they were not who they said they are working for. They weren't working for you. They were working for themselves, and they were bought and paid for. So you have to really look at that. So, and July for me, for what I feel is something big is coming in a different way that I cannot say right now. But it's a resolution of trueness and fairness and goodness and balance. I can't wait. And so, it's just hoping that we go back to the prices of the 1960s, 50s. That'd be nice, huh? But I do believe North Dakota, that might open up again soon. You only pay so much, you know that. And there's plenty there. We are all seeing the example. We are all seeing the example. Here's the truth. Here's the example of what could happen. And then here's reality. You guys, it's your brain that's processing this information. And they're going by old programs. They're not affecting you no more. It's not affecting you anymore. And now you can move on, and you can focus on what needs to be done. What needs to be done is yourself and your process for getting there, and standing at the gates of the next process and being okay with that. Being okay with having home pods that are content and have everything in it, and the proper foods that you need, and that money's not the biggest thing that's the value of anything. It's the soul. So I'm saying, so when you're in that, you're in the oneness. You're just in the balance of being yourself and focusing and being ready for what's coming and not fearing anything that comes from the sky. Nothing. You've already been hurt and damaged. There's nothing up there that's going to hurt you the same way they did here. Just remember that. You've already carried those wounds. You've already went through that. Nothing ends. Nothing ever ends. Our life never ends. It keeps going. They can't use that no more either. They can't trap a soul anymore either. It's done. And so the process now is, I believe that the universe is finally working with us. And everybody's taking their part and making sure that we all work together again, like the way it should have been. And you can feel it in the air. So when those energies descend, do not fear. Open yourself to it. Accept it. Be a part of it. And the ones that are of fear, I feel bad that you missed this. You missed it. You missed the greatness of it. You missed the great witness of it. Being in the process of it and feeling the energy of it. You're going to miss this if you don't wake up. And it's important. It's important. And so what I find funny is when I originally did the keys, I'm telling you, everybody thought I was crazy. But I tell you, Spirit stayed on balance on that, on target with it, on every detail, did not give up. 5-6 years working at these keys, the levels that they're at, how they move. It's really funny, you hear people talk about the Council of Nine. And Spirit always said to me, Council of Nine, that's only what they can see at their veil of understanding. There are more. There are more. There are many councils, but they are many creativities and creators that are in our path to see in the future. No one can hurt you the way it has been in the past. So look to create goodness now. Take back your power. So I'm saying, you're in it. We're in it. Because the reverse end of this was not going to be good. And you have to look at the fact of what they started with putting into you, fearing, never happened. And you're still walking in fear. It shouldn't be at that process. Should not be at that process. So, I'm going to tell you, this is what I'm going to tell you about the stock market. I want to talk about this. Goes up, it's going to go right back down. You're going to see it go up and go right back down on certain levels for a while. There is not going to be a steady thing for a while. It has to, anything that's new financing, new implementing something that is just horrendously solid, the old way will go down. It'll come back and balance to a certain point, but there's going to be some things you're never going to see again. Some things you're never going to see again, which is not a bad thing. We're going to come to a point where we're going to be content with things, that we don't need a lot of things that you were told you needed to be happy. Because let me tell you, the rich ain't very happy. Just saying. And so I want you to go back on Instagram or here, look at the information on the keys. I've been preaching this for 5 years. There's energy coming through there. There's information coming through there. We are using it. We are applying it. We are seeing it. I'm all about documentation following the verification. You guys know that about me. It's happening. It's happening. And so it's almost like the mirage of nothing that came true was just recycled over and over. It's just feels like your conscience is slowly just pushing that aside. All that distraction you're pushing aside, and you're seeing a clear a path, and you're going through it. And then you're focusing on yourself for once. You're focusing on the answers for yourself for once. You're not looking for someone else to give you the answers. You're reaching for it yourself because you're more powerful than you think. No idolizing. Another program. We don't need that no more. We don't need it no more. And so this, 3 levels of value, how man values us. And it's his spirit looking at that oneness together in the same value, the same perception. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. And so maybe UK, Australia, New Zealand, the United States, and Canada will all be one soon. So I really am telling you this because you're at the point that you can rely on yourself, rely on your soul, rely on your oneness. Turn off the TV, turn off the YouTube that's advertising, pushing stuff that you don't need. So right now, go outside and you'll hear a different silence that's there everywhere. You just gotta listen to it. But all you're gonna see now is, as I told you guys, I don't know, I said it Twitter many times ago, many years ago, the blue bird is being dismantled and disintegrated. And you will never see it again once it's gone. We beat them. We did. Now we can move on, and now the real work starts. We are just getting started. So, I just want to come on and talk to you guys and inspire you to start to process on your own. Because all you're doing now is waiting for this process to show its true colors. And it's okay to be calm about it, not high-strung about it, and be level-headed about it, and enjoy nature while you're waiting for it. It is. So, keep your eye on the Holy Land. There'll be a show coming out of that one. It has to be witnessed and it has to be seen for the public to know how to value things better. So this is why I came on tonight. I just felt I needed to talk to you one-on-one and just let you know where I see the process and where we're at. And each one of you is valued. And in what you see and how you're processing things and how you're handling things, it's going to make you better on the other end when everything happens and you're like, I did my work. I was able to see this. I was able to handle this. I was able to balance this. I'm okay. So just stay in that oneness. Stay out of fear. Because you're going to see them really, really push it on soon. So if you guys need to talk to me, if you need to get in contact with me, set up a time to talk, if you don't understand something, you know where my website is. I've been very exhausted the last 2 weeks. I've just been busy, but I'm handling everything. But I'm getting through it. This is what we're supposed to do. This is where we're at. So please look to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look for the answers. Listen to your instinct. He's always been in here. And that's what they always feared. Should we worry about weather? Not severely. Different patterns, different things. That's not normal weather, but no. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. You know, I'm not worried about it. California, well, that has a process that has to happen. And nothing's going to stop that. Nothing's going to stop that. There's just not a foundation or a balance underneath it to carry it anymore. And the tunnels by the border will be dismantled. So I will talk to you guys soon. You can reach out to me if you need to go over any information that you don't understand. And I expect to get a lot of emails on this one because some people knew about the keys and watched the information and some people didn't. But I'm in an active mode with them right now and getting information through it. And it's nothing you're going to see on Google. I could tell you that, and I'm not going to get it off Google. Everything with me is I get it from above only. My information is not like anybody else's. I get it from the source that needs to come, and I trust it. So you guys have a good Sunday, and stay in power of the oneness. Take care.